What is up, my peeps? Joshua Smith here at GSD Mode Studios, and I'm here with another weekly real estate tip for you. And today I'm here to talk to you about the 3 most important things and or activities, whatever you want to call it, to help that will absolutely massively help you grow your real estate business. And with these 3 things are going to differ based on what level that we're at in our careers, right? It's going to be different for an individual agent versus a team leader versus somebody that's out of production altogether, right? So I'm going to show you today how to identify these 3 things, what they are, how to identify them, so that way you can identify and figure out, hey, what are the 3 most important things daily? That if I do these 3 things, where if I'm able to devote 80% of my time, energy, and attention, which it should be devoted to these 3 things, that will just massively explode your business, right? So if we break it down and think about it, if you look at the greats out there, the people that are producing at a high level, whether it's the top of the top in the industry, whether it's one of the top 1% realtors, team leaders on the planet like me, or another mega producing agent out there, or if we look at the extremes of like the Bill Gates of the world, right? The one thing that we all have the same of is time, right? So we all have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? 168 hours in a week. I think it's I can't remember 700 and some hours in a month, whatever, right? Like we all have that. We all have 24 hours in a day, 168 hours a week. That's it, right? So how does somebody like Bill Gates make over $1 million an hour, right? When the average American's making $25 an hour, right? Like how is that possible? How is he worth so much more? Well, he knows the right things to do, the right levers, right? I don't know if you guys have ever heard the story of the plumber, right? And I'll probably butcher the story a little bit, but I'm still going to tell it. So this plumber goes, these people call this plumber up because they have a leak, right? They have a leak in their house. Plumber comes over and analyzes the leak, right? Analyzes what's coming from, right? Opens up the wall, turns his wrench, boom, turns the wrench, turns the pipe, takes 30 seconds, patches the wall, he's done. He's in and out in a couple minutes, right? And he goes to the homeowners and he's like, that would be $1,000. And they're like, dude, that took you 10 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. Yeah, right? Why is it $1,000? He goes, oh, no, for that 10 minutes, it's $50, right? The $950, though, is the 10 years or the 20 years that it took me to know where to turn the wrench, right? So it's about knowing what levers to pull, like the most effective things to utilize your time, because nobody is 10,000 more times valuable per hour than you are, right? Or I may be. It's they know the right levers to pull to get the best result out there. So this is how we identify this. All right. So, but real quick before I get into this, almost forgot. Make sure, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to this video if you're not already. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing and supporting the show. If this is your first time checking these out, or if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button below if you're on YouTube. Hit that bell next to that pops up to the when you hit that subscribe button to make sure you get alerted every time we create one of these videos so you don't miss out on this great content. If you're on any of our audio channels, iTunes, Stitcher, whatever, if you're listening to this via audio, make sure to give us a 5-star raving review. You guys, that's how you give back to the show, how you support me by growing this show, is by sharing this content as well as subscribing. The more subscribers we have, the more reviews that we have, the more I can get strong podcasts, guests on the show, and so forth, the more content we can create. So truly appreciate your help there. All right, so let me jump into this. So step number 1 is you got to get very, very clear on what your goals are. So as of the time we're creating this video, I don't even know what the fucking date is. Maybe I think it's Wednesday, November 13th. I don't know when you're watching this, but this is what I'm creating. So November 13th, 2019, right? So by this point, I should have in place my 2020 goals, especially in the real estate industry, right? Like what we do and what we're taking action on today, we don't see the fruits of that for 90 days, sometimes 120 days or longer out. So your 2020 business plan's already started. You should be already executing on it. So the first thing is to get very clear on what your goals are, right? So, and I always identify this. I'm always setting a business goal and then an income goal, right? So my business goal may be close X amount of units. Well, we got business, we got revenue that we're bringing in, we have expenses, we have other things that we got to do. So I'm going to have a business goal and an income goal. So I want to look at those 2 things. And again, every level that you're at. So I'm a team leader I'm out of production, stepped out of production about 5 years ago. So I'm not selling houses anymore. I'm not working with buyers and sellers, right? I have 28 full-time agents on my team that are doing that, right? So for me now, my clients really are my agent partners that join the team. Whoever pays me money is a client, right? So my goals for the overall company are recruiting, right? So I have that becomes my biggest goal. Hey, if I recruit X amount of agents and we have an agent count, like we know what our average agent production is, right? That the closings will come, right? So whatever that may be for you inside your business, you want to set those first, right? Because this is, and when we think about this with your goals here, with your business goal, like this business goal is going to allow this income goal to happen, right? So when I look at this, I'm identifying, okay, hey, based on my strengths, where I'm at in my business with my strengths, my unique gifts, which were all different, but based on that, what are the 3 most important things that I can do with my time, my focus, my energy, my intention, that I can go out there and do to lead to these things? And I'll give you some examples here. Now, I actually call these the 3 vital signs of real estate. And why have I coined that term or call it that term? Actually, I believe I stole it from somebody, so it's not really me that's coined that term, right? But the reason I call them vital signs is the first thing that happens when you go to your doctor is they're going to check out your vitals. Right? They need to assess you and what's like. You're like, oh, dude, I don't feel good, or I've got pain, whatever. But the only way for them to really break down and identify what the true problem is they start by checking your vitals. That's like the most important first step is checking your vitals, right? So when I'm checking my business, it's making sure that 80% of my daily time, energy, and effort and attention goes to these 3 things. These are my business vital signs, right? If your vital signs are off when you go to your doctor, that's a huge red flag. You're unhealthy. There is a fucking problem inside your business. If 80% of your time, energy, and focus is not to these 3 things, you are going to have a very unhealthy business, right? So as a new agent, when I break these down and looked at this, right, I'll show you what they are for an individual agent or a new agent. Then I'll show you what mine are for today, like what my personal ones are as of today. So when I'm breaking these down, right? So as an individual agent, right here, it was setting appointments. So when you look at setting appointments, what do I mean by this? This is any activity that you are doing that is leading to you setting appointments. That's going to be your lead generation, your lead follow-up, right? Prospecting, whatever you want to call it. But number 1 is setting appointments. Number 2 is appointment conductions, right? You set the appointments. Well, now you got to go on the listing presentation or buyer presentation. Appointment conductions and setting appointments. This is not speaking to a buyer client that I've already locked down in a buyer broker agreement, right? That is nurturing a client that I already have. This is new growth business, right? So these are listing presentations, buyer presentations, with your full intention and full goal is to get a buyer broker agreement signed, get a listing agreement signed. Once that listing agreement signed, right, that's going to the 20% of my time, right? And then the third thing is negotiating contracts, right? Negotiating deals, contracts, whatever you want to call it, AKA putting deals together, putting deals under contract into escrow. So this is it, right? So I got to then make sure that 80% of my day, so if you're working a 10-hour day, 8 of your hours should be spread through these 3 things, right? And these 3, like my appointment conductions may not take as long as my lead gen and lead follow-up. That typically is going to be where the most time-consuming task inside of our business, right? But I got to make sure as a whole, 80% of my daily time, so 8 out of 10 hours. And most real estate agents, we allow ourselves to get busy and important but non-essential tasks. These are your essential tasks, your vitals to grow your real estate business. Doing paperwork is essential. It's got to happen to get that deal to close, right? But it's not growing your business. So there's essential, important tasks, and then there's non-essential important tasks. So that 2 hours is going to be paperwork, client follow-ups, meeting with clients to go show them homes, whatever that may be, through that. Now, today, now you got to understand, as I'm doing this and my business continues to grow, I'm doing everything I can to delegate out anything that isn't of these 3 things. So let's just say you get to the point where you're consistently closing 4 deals every single month. Well, then I'm going to start looking to hire an assistant that can do all my non-3 vitals. So then I can get 100% of my time over here, right? And then again, at different levels of your business and your life and your kind of success journey, these change and these will always interchange. So today for me, these are number one, and these aren't like in any particular order, a hierarchy, but content creation, right? Creating videos like this, right? Writing specific email campaigns and whatever. So anything around content creation. Number 2 is strategy. So when I say strategy, it's my job to come up with and decide on the final strategy that we're going to execute on. Now, my people might be building the systems and documenting the processes and doing the strategy, but I have to come up with it, right? And then the third thing is marketing. So, and marketing and strategy, a lot of these 3 things, they intertwine just like these will over here. With one, you don't have the other. But I got to make sure that 80% of my day is focused on these 3 things. So what I want you to do is based on your business goals, right? For this next 12 years or 12 months of your life, ask yourself again, what are the 3 most important things that I can do to have the biggest impact on that based on my unique strengths, based on my abilities, right? That you personally have. Like, what are the 3 most crucial things that you can do to make that goal a reality? And then once you've identified those 3 things, boom, making sure 80% of your time is focused on those. And as revenue is coming in and increasing, like, continue to pay yourself the minimum amount of money that you need to make to live the life that you're living right now. But a mistake so many real estate agents make, just like most human beings, like doctors or attorneys or whatever, is they start making more money, then they just upgrade their lifestyle, right? Which is just fucking ludicrous, right? I want to have my essentials in life, live below my means, and any profit that I have come in my business, I'm not going to go out and buy the nice car or the nice house or the watch or whatever, especially those critical few initial years in the real estate business, those first 3 to 5 years, which are so important to setting the foundation for all of us as we grow, right? I'm going to invest that in people, right? And what people is to get to where 100% of my time is focused on this, and then continue, right? Like, our jobs as entrepreneurs and CEOs of our own company is to constantly be firing ourselves, right? Extra revenue's coming in. Okay, well, what other tasks can I get off my plate? Because by you then focusing on your key vitals, that allows to drive more revenue, right? And gives you back more time. So eventually you get to the point where you're making more revenue. You got other people doing the tasks, which mean your business isn't so reliant on just you. And then you get to the point where you get to have a life as well. Yeah, right? So this becomes really, really important. So hopefully that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, just leave those questions. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave those questions in the comments below. Or you can shoot me a question to questions@gsdmode.com. If you have any questions on this, I'm happy to answer those for you, help get you dialed in with this, because this is a fucking game changer, right? You want to triple, 3x, 4x, 5x your income in your business in the next 12 to 24 months. This is how you do it, right? But it does take discipline, does take focus. Every day I got to make sure I'm making sure that my day and time. Now I might have times and days where, oh shit, tomorrow it might be reverse. Right? Well, then I gotta make up for that, right? For the rest of the, we've got 168 hours in a week. I then have to make up for that. So again, hope you guys found this helpful. So real quick though, before we go, just a few things so I can further support you at a higher level. Make sure to join our private Facebook group, the GSD Mode Real Estate Agent Mastermind Facebook group, private Facebook group just for real estate agents. We have 12,000 plus real estate agents from all over the planet that are in there. It's a place to mastermind and just get more support and more help, all 100% free. Very strict no selling policy inside that group. I boot anybody the second that they put a spam post in there. I don't tolerate that shit. Like, we just want to have a safe place where we can learn, mastermind, ask questions, and grow without somebody trying to fucking recruit us or sell some shit. So you don't have to worry about that. Make sure to also check out gsdmode.com for more great tips and information just like this one, plus our podcast information, plus other resources, tools, all of that on there. And then lastly, make sure to check out and register, sign up. You got to check out this training at growmyrealestatebusiness.com. It's a 3-hour masterclass that I'm doing right now. We've had over 10,000 realtors through in the last month or so that I've been doing this. and the feedback has been massive. It is the most important things that I've learned through my 14 plus year long journey as a real estate agent, becoming one of the top realtors and team leaders on the planet, plus having the #1 top podcast in the industry with interviewing over 1,000 top real estate professionals now. It's like all my top advice, bam, in 1 3-hour online free masterclass to help you massively grow your business. So make sure to check that out at growmyrealestatebusiness.com. Again, thank you guys so much for checking out today's content. I hope you find this valuable. Keep kicking ass, and I'll see you next time. Peace.